Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It is March 5th, 2024. We are in the Old Testament book of 2nd Chronicles. We're going to read chapter 36, verse 15 to 23. We're going to finish off 2nd Chronicles. Probably not done with this author because again, he's not identified. We don't know who it is, but we think it might be Ezra, who's going to write the book of Ezra, who's going to write the book of Nehemiah. There's some problems with that there seems to be things that he wouldn't know how to write. But Ezra was a priest, Levite, so we think it was a priest or a Levite. Probably, if it wasn't Ezra, it was somebody that Ezra probably assigned this project to. And we kind of get to the meat of what Chronicles was here in this last section, where they're going to show us, hey, you know what? God finally has had enough of the disobedience of Israel, enough of the disobedience of the kings, and he sends them to exile. With the promise of, you know what? When you finally learn why you went to exile and you learn how to humbly come back to me, God, I'll bring you back out of exile. And that's who this audience is for this book here of 2nd Chronicles. It is the exiles that went out are now getting ready to come back. There's King Cyrus of Persia has declared that he's going to send people back to Jerusalem who want to go, and now they got to rebuild what they've lost. And our author wants us to see that, hey, if we're following God and we're honoring God and we give up our idols and we're obedient, then God will be with us and we will rebuild successfully. So let's go ahead and we're going to read 2nd Chronicles chapter 36, verse 15 to 23. And the Lord God of their fathers sent warnings to them by his messengers, rising up early and sending them because he had compassion on his people and on his dwelling place. But they mocked the messengers of God, despised his words, and scoffed at his prophets, until the wrath of the Lord arose against his people, till there was no remedy. Therefore he brought against them the king of the Chaldeans, who killed their young men with the sword in the house of their sanctuary, and had no compassion on young man or virgin. On the aged or the weak he gave them all into his hand. And all the articles from the house of God, great and small, the treasures of the house of the Lord, and the treasures of the king and of his leaders, all these he took to Babylon. Then they burned the house of God, broke down the wall of Jerusalem, burned all its palaces with fire, and destroyed all its precious possessions. And those who escaped from the sword he carried away to Babylon, where they became servants to him and his sons until the rule of the kingdom of Persia, to fulfill the word of the Lord by the mouth of Jeremiah, until the land had enjoyed her Sabbaths. As long as she lay desolate, she kept Sabbath, to fulfill 70 years. Now in the first year of Cyrus, king of Persia, that the word of the Lord by the mouth of Jeremiah might be fulfilled, the Lord stirred up the spirit of Cyrus, king of Persia. So they made a proclamation throughout all his kingdom. And he also put it in writing, saying, Thus says Cyrus, king of Persia, all the kingdoms of the earth the Lord God of heaven has given to me, and he has commanded me to build him a house at Jerusalem, which is in Judah. Who is among you of all his people? May the Lord his God be with him, and let him go up. May God bless the reading of his word. May God bless you. Bye.